Hello again. It's Geeks Assemble time, and me and Susan have gathered together to discuss another movie this weekend um, from 1997, starring the late great Val Kilmer, who we just recently lost, in the lead role of Simon Templar. Have you guessed what it is yet? Yes, it's The Saint, created by Leslie Charteris from his books back in was it the 1930s? I think it was. Um, there's been many Hollywood movies back in the early days, radio plays starring Vincent Price as the Saint, and also British TV series with Roger Moore and
Roger Moore.
Ian Ogilvy in Return of the Saint. Um, but this one is Val Kilmer in the 90s film version. Um, Shall we just hop over to Susan for opening thoughts on The Saint? Over to you, Susan.
All right. Well, I watched quite a few episodes of The Saint, partly because my fandom of Nicholas Courtney led me there, partly because, I once I started watching it, it was really interesting. And Roger Moore had been sort of, really he was my Bond, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like that was where I got started watching James Bond, and so like that was it was fun. And but this movie, I guess I checked it out from the video store. This is how long ago it was. It was from the what was it, 2000, right? And
1997.
1997, yeah. So wow. And it was I didn't I'm not real familiar with Philip Noyce, the director. Um, Jonathan Hensley, the screenplay writer, but you get used to seeing Leslie Charteris' name on the old series, and
Mm,
apparently on the Vincent Price series as well. I don't, you know, I'm just glad that these things were made into stories. And this one was very modern. It was about the theft of sort of an intelligent sort of bomb situation.
yeah,
And
Cold Fusion.
yeah, cold fusion and cold fusion. And but the danger was in the bombing, the uh, not in the um, not in what Elizabeth Shue's character, what was her name? Dr. Emma Russell was creating this thing, but that wasn't the dangerous thing. It was in these Russian mafiosos, and at that point in the 90s, right after sort of the dissolution of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, um, that just disillusionment left to a lot of mafioso, things that are sort of gangster. And Tretiak was the was going to be the prime minister, the president of Russia, and all these people wanted to wanted to possess this cold fusion as a way of making the treatment of his people like he was the savior.
Hmm.
Like kind of what Trump's doing with tariffs right now is just breaking our world, our whole thing is just breaking our system, and then wanting to come in and like show up like a savior and fix it. I that's you know we've all seen this story a bunch of times, but the fact that you got to break it first, that's really sad. Anyway, it's too much for me. And there was a president before who was in running against Tretiak, and his name was Karpov. And he, like anybody whose name ends in OV uh, is like an old school Russian, and then the ones that end in IAK are sort of they're sort of the new world. Anyway, that's just kind of the way the writers always do it. And but then there were cool people that surrounded Tretiak, people like Frankie, people like Vera Shagan, and then there was a bunch of and Dr. Lev Bod, Bodvin.
Mhm.
I thought it was Bodkin, but Bodvin. Anyway, they were interesting. There was a lot of interesting characterizations, and the whole thing seemed to be centered either in Russia or or in, I think it's Princeton or Yale or something. Anyway, in one of those places.
It,
In the university in the United States doing the do
it was in England.
oh, okay. Oh, it was Oxford. Or yeah,
It was either Oxford or Cambridge.
or Cambridge. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. That's where it was.
That's why we've had.
That's why I didn't understand that. That's why I'm sorry for the cognitive dissonance right there. Anyway, yeah, so it was and it was like the American knew the answer but had to figure it out, and no amount of British know-how. That was stupid because the British people always have the know-how. They make the best sort of um, tech decisions. Anyway, I'm enjoying Val Kilmer retrospectives right now, and a lot of people rely on this as his apex work, and I kind of I kind of agree, but I also think that the work that he did in The Doors was also really good. He kind of captures that character again for a split second in this.
Hmm.
I mean that was because this is sort of like um, Nimoy's character in the oh, what's it called, in in the Mission Impossible, the Man with 1,000 Faces.
Harry,
That's
Harris. It's
yeah, that's who this is.
yeah.
That I think that character was inspired by the Saint, by Simon Templar.
Mhm.
Simon Templar is a really cool character. He's got, you know, all these disguises, all these cool accents, all these cool, you know, ideation. It's just fun, and um, I liked it when he played that nerdy one. I thought that was great. Anyway, all of that to be said, this is a good movie, and one of the good ways of like honoring Val Kilmer, because he was such a good actor in this. It was just amazing. He did so many different things. Anyway, back over to you, Lee.
Yeah. When I watched the Roger Moore and the Ian Ogilvy TV series of the Saint, they didn't rely on um, disguises in their stories. They just played Simon Templar, saving the day
Hmm.
sort of thing.
Yeah, you're right.
And this one, as I say, it is a showcase for Kilmer's talent of mimicking voices, wearing disguises, becoming a different character. In all, I think he wore 12 different disguises in this.
Yeah,
Um, and you can see, he's very versatile in each characterization. Um, yeah, yeah, it was sort of the end of the Cold War, wasn't it? And set in Russia and this cold fusion device. Um, it was quite an interesting story. It's a good story, but for me, it was lacking because this is a Hollywood blockbuster. It was lacking a bit of action. There was a I think there was a one car chase, and the rest of the time, Kilmer and Shui, is it Shui or Shu?
shoo.
Shu. Um, for the rest of the time, they were running away and hiding, wasn't they? They were in hiding most of the time from the mafioso. Um, but there wasn't much action. Um, I mean, the year previous to this, 1996, was the first Mission Impossible movie, and
And
I
that was
think
super lots of action.
that was high octane action. And this coming out in the cinema, you think it'd be in the same sort of as that, but this was
Yeah,
more espionage, instead of action. This was more spy than anything else.
yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, but I just wish there was a little bit more action. I mean, there was a fight scene at the beginning, with Kilmer and I can't remember the character's name, the one who was carrying the walking stick all the time. Um, the fight scene there, but rest of the time it was him deceiving the Russian mafia and him on the run. Um, I did like the chemistry between Kilmer and Shu. There was good screen chemistry there.
Yeah, it was.
Um, but but the ending was a bit of a whimper. It didn't go with a bang. To set the cold fusion off, and it contradicted all what the dictator was going to say about the outgoing president, and he was arrested. And I'm thinking, is that it? There was no big finale. Uh, but apart from that, it's a showcase of the acting talent for Kilmer in this for me. So it was good to sit down and watch it again. So, anything what sort of stands out for you, Susan?
Yeah, I mean, there was plenty of the spycraft in it,
Mm.
like the stealing documents, like the stealing plans, like the trying to put things together, like trying to give uh, Dr. Russell a place to set up and do and complete the final, program ideas for this device of cold fusion, and and all the I liked all the stuff in the tunnels,
Hmm.
the waterway tunnels with all the, at this particular moment they're going to let the water go, and so you got to be like out of the tunnel, because otherwise you're going to be sucked down into the probably the Volga River or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
Gorky Park. I don't know. I got all these ideas about that. I'm hearing the winds of change by the Scorpions in my head. Uh, Throughout that whole thing, I'm just like, yeah, like there were great music in this. I mean, lots of neato techno and electronic and
Uh,
beautiful
there was Sneaker Pimp's Six Underground songs in
yeah,
this. I think it was Orbital. What did the same theme?
Orbital, and then there was there was Duran Duran.
And the play out music, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was so good. Oh my gosh. I enjoyed the musical score of this so much. I mean, it was like, oh, this song and that song, and this was beautiful, and that is beautiful. Oh my gosh, it was just so good. And I really liked the way that the I mean that more than anything that really set the time.
Yeah.
I was, you know, you hear these musical bits, and that's like that like is sort of sets in your your you'll know the time by these tunes.
Mm,
And that was something, it was really beautiful. And then but then I was also hearing, that Scorpion song, like all about the winds of change in the Gorky Park and down the Volga and stuff. I was just like, yeah. And so the nervous energy, lots of good nervous energy in it. Um, and that's really what it was. It was the difference between action and nervous energy over here. And
hmm
this one was that. It was the nervous energy. And yeah, I particularly enjoyed the the kind of like those other mafiosos, like trying to find these guys. And you're right, it was all running and hiding.
Yeah, yeah,
But like, isn't that what they've always said, that espionage is all about? Isn't that all what they said it was all about? Like, more than Bond, more than Mission Impossible. It's just that these people were doing sort of a classical spycraft, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, but seeing as it was a Hollywood project, they always inject action scenes in nearly every sort of movie they do,
Yeah, all
and
right.
yeah, it was just a bit of a surprise that there wasn't much.
Okay.
As I said, it's run and hide, escape the mafia that way, and
And the government people who at the end
yeah,
were, and then all of a sudden it all works out kind of at the end. I
so
mean,
yeah,
it really was the kind of a quick anticlimax,
yeah,
just a quick drop down at the end.
yeah. There was no big, you know, uh, uh, face to face with the villain sort of thing. There wasn't no big.
Yeah,
It
they
was just
didn't have to. They
it
didn't
was just
have to have Simon Templar kill the villain.
no, no. I mean, the masses arrested the dictator and all like that,
Hmm.
and that was it. It was back to Oxford,
Hmm.
and I thought, oh right. I mean, I've seen this a few times, and now sitting down, picking the bones out of it. Um,
Deconstruction is that that's what we do a lot of here on Geeks Assembled.
True.
Lee is not he's not doing anything that he doesn't normally do on these like this deconstruction of Hollywood versus something else.
Yeah, I
What is
mean,
this something else? Lee, is this something else? Is this a kind of a different structure than a Hollywood thing?
yeah, it is. I mean, it is a what was it? What company did it? Was it Paramount? So
Yeah,
Paramount, same people who do Mission Impossible.
yeah.
So you would think it was going to be made in the same vein as a sort of Mission Impossible movie,
Hmm.
or maybe was that a decision purposely made? Since this
Hmm.
was a year after the first Mission Impossible movie, we had to make it something different
Maybe. Yeah.
instead of making another one of those type of movies. I mean, uh, it was a moderate success at the box office. It wasn't a huge big box, but it was a moderate success. And I'm surprised there was never any talk of a sequel.
Yeah. That was weird. The other thing that was different is that usually in these clubs you'd have somebody gambling on like cards or a table or something.
Yeah,
But in this one, they had a race, an actual rat race
rat race. Yeah,
of this rat running along the
like a
perimeter of the club. It was really hilarious.
yes. It wasn't the high end society gambling joint.
Right,
There
it wasn't.
was no roulette wheel or blackjack.
No roulette, no greyhounds,
Yeah,
no bicycle racing, no roller derby, no. I mean, none of the things that may show that this is more action, is that they just had a little rat up in the little tube running.
yeah, and
So in that
also,
respect, Lee, it kind of shows you that it's not going to be that way.
mm, but also as well, a great place to keep your cold fusion equations in your bra.
In your bra. Yep.
I wonder if Einstein ever kept his in his underpants.
No, I kind of like that too.
Theory of relativity in his underpants.
Hmm.
Oh dear.
Mm.
Don't go down that route.
Well, they would have actually uh they would have actually protected him from radiation, right? No, I'm just kidding. Um,
Well,
and you did hear Roger Moore's voice on the car on the radio.
he was the radio announcer at the end of the movie. A, li- a little nod to the past there.
Hmm.
And also as well, all the years I've been watching the old Saints things, I mean, I don't know if this was in the books but it was in this movie that every character he played had a saint name,
Yeah,
hence the name The Saint.
yeah.
But in the Roger Moore show and all like that, I don't think they ever did that.
But Simon Templar is a saint.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't
So
that like a Catholic saint?
yeah, so is that his real name?
I don't know.
Who knows? But yeah, yeah. Once it was explained, oh, right. So every disguise he had a saint's Christian name or whatever, and so yeah, well, that's a cool how to get a nickname.
Yeah, true.
But
And yeah, gosh, and then there was like I mean there was the whole, you know, will it work? Won't it work? You know, she had 6 different sets of formulas, and she was just trying to figure out what order it was supposed to go in.
Yeah.
I mean, like that added the another kind of uh, tension, emotional tension to it. Is
Yeah.
that
It was a different type of tension in this movie. You get tensions in all these sort of spy movies, high octane tension and all that. This was, as you say, a different type.
yeah, sort of, and not really an intellectual tension because you didn't. It wasn't based on the formula. I mean, it wasn't the numbers that were being placed in the formula. It was the just an intellectual activity, like a Rubik's 6-part cube or something for
Yeah,
her. And then the other thing that was really interesting was the and all those things coming. It was that there was an affection between Simon Templar and Dr. Russell,
mm,
and that was good. And the
yeah,
way that he, even though he had to keep some distance, you could see that there was, it was kind of like that, OTP, just kiss already. I mean, I was like, what is this? This is so British, just kiss. And then they finally went to bed, and I was like, okay,
but he went to bed as a character.
I know it's true,
So she went to bed with someone who didn't exist.
right?
So
Mm.
yeah, well, I enjoyed it. It's a good story. Like as I say, it's not your run of the mill spy espionage movies, um, but it's still enjoyable. And it does show you Kilmer's talent for
Yeah,
characterization.
and voices.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's why it was so sad when he went in for that voice surgery, and then he ended up speaking through a tracheotomy voice box.
yeah,
Oh my gosh! Then they dubbed him in Maverick 2 or whatever. They did an AI reconstruction of stuff that he'd done, including obviously stuff around this, but uh yeah,
yeah. But that just shows you Tom Cruise's and Kilmer's sort of friendship. He wanted him in the movie.
exactly, precisely,
Wanted him
yeah,
in the even if
yeah. And then the other
even if it
thing
was the
was, it
thing.
was that one scene in this one where you see Kilmer with like the round glasses and like the long hair, and you're like, Jim Morrison, I see that, I see what you're doing there.
Well, he did in his film career. He did make quite a few great movies.
Yeah, he
So
did.
even some what was sort of art house movies later on after this. It was great movies.
Yep.
So anything else, Susan, before we go to final sense score?
um no, it was, um I mean, he went too soon. He was only like, what was
Si-
he?
65.
65. Too soon.
Yeah, it was. But when you've got to go, I suppose when your time's up,
Hmm.
But just think of what he's left behind, you know.
Yeah, and he did play superheroes in the DC universe. He played Batman, and then due to that, he played uh, Jay and Silent Bob. He played Blunt Man, the token Batman. All right. It's
Yeah.
so cool. Yeah.
I mean, he did also appear on TV. I don't know if you've ever seen um, what was the program called? Life's Too Short with
No, I didn't see that.
Warwick Davis. You know who Warwick Davis is, don't you?
Uh huh. Yeah.
It was made by Ricky Gervais and starred Warwick Davis, and Val Kilmer appeared in one episode as a as a guest star in it.
Nice.
But sort of taking the piss out of the Batman role because he apparently he always carrying the mask and he was putting it on in every scene and. But yeah, if you ever check it out, Life's Too Short.
All right. Life's too short. Warwick
Very
Davis. Will do.
very cringe-worthy comedy.
Yeah.
If you know Ricky Gervais type of comedy.
Yeah. And we did enjoy Willow when we reviewed that, didn't we?
Oh yeah, yeah. So right then. So what you going to give this one out of 10, Susan?
Personally, I liked it a lot. I think I can say that it was uh 10 out of 10 rats races. I just thought that it was great. I personally would recommend highly anybody watching it. Yeah, it was one of those ones that I checked out from the video store, and um, now I'm tempted to buy it again because I just realized, watching it again, how much I missed this.
Wasn't he a good-looking guy as well? He had
Yeah, he was.
he had everything really going for him.
Yep,
Um,
agreed.
so you gave it 10 out of 10. Um, I'll just because of the lack of action for me, I'm going to give this 9. 9 disguises out of 10. It's still a good story, still a good. And it shows you Val Kilmer's versatility. So I recommend it as well. Guys, if you've seen it, leave a message below on this video. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Um, if you haven't seen it, it's go out and watch it. Go and watch it. And come back and then leave a message. Um, I share this video across the board on the social media. So wherever you find Geeks Assemble videos, there's always a place to leave a message for us. Um, even as well as wanting to join us. If you want to become a member of our group or a member of our video cast, what we do.
Sounds great.
You need to be 18 and over because some things what we discuss, what we watch, are 18 rated. So, just want to stick to the rules about that. All you need is a working camera and microphone on the device you use, and we'll have you in. It doesn't matter if you're insane because we're all a bit loopy in this madhouse, aren't we, Susan?
Yep.
Oh yes,
Oh yes.
oh yes. Um, Also, with our YouTube channel, we would like you to hit the subscribe on the bell notification button, and you'll get notified every time we put up a video. So that's it, isn't it, Susan? We're done for this one. Uh, so yeah, all
And
right.
just I know we did this because Val Kilmer just passed away. but also today, what we found out as we're recording this that Jean Marsh had just passed away, and I am for one very sad because she was in Doctor Who like way back when, and then she was in Doctor Who again, and she was in Doctor Who with my Whoopi, and I'm just like sad that Jean Marsh is gone, and she was married to John Pertwee. So I mean, there were so many connections, and I'm really sorry.
And she mostly appeared in an episode of Roger Moore's Saint, most probably, because those sort of actors did in those days.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I was reading that earlier on that she passed, but she also co-created the classic Upstairs and Downstairs TV series.
Oh, that's
Um,
right.
yeah, and she was all remembered as the witch in Return to Oz.
And Return to Oz. Yeah.
Was it Mumby or something like that? What the name was? Um, yeah, so yeah, R.I.P. Jean Marsh, and of course R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
Hmm.
Some go too soon. Some have a long life. Jean Marsh had a long life at 90. So
Hmm.
yeah, so we're losing talent every day, but hopefully new talent comes along. Until then, until that next time, guys, please be safe and always watch those movies and TV shows and get on here. Bye for now.